Right, finally time for us to take down Brock, and I don't recall it taking so long for Ash to beat him in the anime. Maybe an episode or two, but then it's not like we've got the advantage of being able to use the sprinkler system, or the random help of his long-lost father for some strange reason. Kinda funny how my mental canon of Brock has him taking care of an obscene number of siblings, but I generally toss out the runaway dad aspect of him. Wonder why? Well, Brock, I'm the Blue Demon of Fire, who's currently playing Red version without a fire type. And this here is Jack, our hero for this rather basic but still rather long story. I know you're our first step in the original Pokemon League, but I'd rather not think of you entirely as nothing but a stepping stone. Unfortunately, once we're done with this fight against him, he's never gonna be relevant in this game again. Bit of a curse for most gym leaders, really. Really starting to regret telling myself to keep my humor kid-friendly in this game. I can think of 3 puns off the top of my head about us eating Brock's Geodude here at the start. Oh dear, for some reason I was expecting Phyllis to be doing more damage here. Hell, I'm pretty sure I'd have had an easier time with a Charmander in this fight than a Bulbasaur. Though, that's probably more my fault than Phyllis's, since I'm nowhere near as familiar with grass types as I am fires. That's right, the more you do defense curl, the better our chances are here. Dear God, our critical hits look like they're doing the same as his standard ones. I'm sorry, fellas, but looks like our type advantage doesn't mean as much as some people would like to tell me. At least not for this first gym here. Damn it, Phyllis, you're getting out of there now. Nim, it's your chance to go for some glory. Right, still not doing all that much damage. Still, we're wearing them down, and this is a 2-on-4 battle. Oh, ouch! And Phyllis's Leech Seed finishes him. Okay, not really sure who gets credit for that takedown, since Nim was the one on the field, but it was Phyllis's move that took the final bit of health. I'm just gonna put a 0.5 next to both of their names for now. And oh dear, that Onix is looking a lot more intimidating than usual for me here. Sorry, Phyllis, but you're gonna have to bail again. Sango, it's your turn to get into this mess. Show Rocky here that size doesn't matter as much as he thinks it does. Yeah. I don't think the Leech Seed damage is gonna count for his bide building up power. Holy shit, that was a pathetic amount of damage done by Bide there. And it's supposed to be his signature move in this game. You know, Onix is one of those Pokemon that at first glance you'd think would be one of the strongest ones in the batch. But aside from running into one at a low level, I can't find it in me to be all that intimidated by one of them. Bit of a shame, I kinda like the design of it. Hard to go wrong with a massive rock snake after all, but as far as I can tell, the guy is nothing but a tank meant to take a lot of abuse. And unfortunately, when most if not all battles are one-on-one encounters, it doesn't really matter if you've got a mighty glacier at your side. You're gonna want something that can dish it out a lot more than that. And while Bide certainly favors that kind of beast, the problem is either you're knocked out before the attack goes off, or you're just aren't gathering enough energy for the attack to actually mean anything. And again, Phyllis took him down without actually being in the field when it happened. That's another 0.5 to go with the level up, putting Phyllis's score at a flat 2. And ironically, we would have had a much easier time if I had just waited one more level before taking on this gym. Am I the only one that felt oddly exhilarated by that victory? Because I certainly found that particular slog somehow pretty damn fun to go through, despite the fact that my brain is telling me it was a waste of time when we could have had one or two shot at these two rocks if I had just leveled up one more time with that guy. Yeah. Still, definitely a well-earned win for Red Team. That said, we should probably prep to see how Blue Team handles the same fight when they've got a Butterfree and Charmander to work with here. I may not be keeping score for Blue Team, but that doesn't mean it won't be interesting to see how a few slight changes in team composition, even this early on, can change the flow of battle. As a side note, does anyone else just outright sell the Bide TM? I cannot see any circumstances I would let that move be anything other than essentially suicide. It's all well and good to absorb then pay back double if you can live that long, or if the hits are strong enough to actually mean something. Well, Cerulean is probably going to feel easier for me since we actually have a grass move that can do super effective damage now. That's got to be worth something. Right, may as well save at the Pokemon Center before venturing forth. Oh, but first, let's get rid of the potions we're never going to use, and the TM Brock just gave us. Does selling his gift so quickly after getting it make me kind of an ass here? May as well replenish our supply of Pokeballs since we're gonna be heading into some caves soon. Mig, you're back on the team. Oh, and I suppose you are as well, Bellaram. Toymaru, you just sit there looking pretty. Now, if I had a Charmander, then I'd be willing to bring along a Pikachu for Cerulean Gym. But we seem to have anti-water pretty well handled as far as I can tell. Especially since we don't have any explicit weaknesses to water at the moment. Yeah, that's as good a stopping point as any for Red Team. Meanwhile, the Blues are taking on Brock now. Wonder how many gym challenges he actually gets per day, usually. And considering he got bored enough to have someone scouting for challengers, I don't think he gets beaten all that often despite being the player's first challenge. really makes me wish that the games did more to expand on both the characters and day-to-day lives of the gym leaders, since they're so bloody important in the mainline Pokemon games. Yeah, definitely have a faster time of it with a Charmander than a Bulbasaur at the same level, funnily enough. Probably says something about my usual combat style, at least when it comes to these games. I'll probably return to the boring option of always picking fire types once I'm done with the second generation, since that's kind of what I'm more comfortable with anyway. Look, you can stop with the defense, Curlin. It's not like we're capable of doing all that much damage to you with tackles anyway. I'm pretty sure Gretel would have been taken down if that Geodude had just stopped Defense Curlin the moment our attacks started doing only 1 HP of damage. Really hard for me to feel all that proud when we win because the other trainer does blatantly stupid crap like that. And he's a gym leader, he should know better than this! And now for Mothra's biggest time to shine, taking down the large rock snake. Again, as much as I like Butterfree and Beedrill, they just don't feel like they have enough going for them to be worth bringing along from the absolute beginning to the absolute end. I certainly don't like them enough to take them all the way to Sabrina, when supposedly bug types would have some edge against psychics. Huh. Sorry, Mothra. For some reason, I thought he'd take himself out in his confusion instead of actually make Bite look like a solid move of some kind. Not that Onix is gonna get healed enough for that to matter, but still. Sorry again. And with that out of the way, we're ready for the first Red vs. Blue battle in Stadium. Again, there's no way for me to do anything like this in any of the generations from 3 onwards. It just wouldn't feel the same if I was given direct control over both teams as I use a standard link cable. Granted, the Pokemon Stadium AI isn't gonna use the Pokemon the same way I would in the same situation, but still, this is the closest thing I can manage for me to essentially turn myself into a rival in this LP. And at the very least, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it in the first generation. Though I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to pull things off in the second generation. The gimmick might have to shift at least a little. As a side note, oddly annoyed that blue team's Pokeballs are yellow for some reason, while red teams are blue. It's a minor issue, but still something I felt was worth chuckling over.
The battle is on! The champions of tomorrow have begun their super hot battle.
Actually, not a bad choice to start things off, type-wise. Unfortunately for Asher, he's about 5 levels too low to be an especially serious threat here.
Go into battle poses. Oh, an abrupt Pokemon change.
Okay, so we're getting a free hit to start off? And against a bug that we're super effective to?
Here's the first move.
Dear God, starting to think that Blue Team has been completely screwed over by Stadium's AI right now.
Fireworks are flying in this battle. What now? Good.
Not even gonna throw confusion at us. I mean, sure, I'm personally feeling confused right now, but that's not helping Mothra deal with Mig here.
Pokemon looks wrong. Neither one is conceding an inch.
Ah, now he uses the move he should have from the start.
There, it's a hit. What'll it do? Next
Since they're both my Pokemon,
what a
it's even more awkward since I kind of want to root for both of them, but I'm directly controlling only the one right now.
Oh! Is it down and out?
Well, that's what I get for expecting Mig to take down the first Psychic-type Red Team has ever run into. Still, that was literally as close as it could possibly get. And since only one member of Red Team right now isn't weak to Psychic, time for Nim to get another mark on his scoreboard. That's right, I'm counting the Red versus Blue battles for Red Team's scorecard. And it's making me feel even more guilty that I didn't put even half as much attention onto Blue Team.
There! Quick attack! Yeah! It's a hit! Oh! It's down!
And with that, we don't have to worry about one Psychic Butterfly just fluttering through most of Red Team.
Oh! It's Fun! The Pokemon are entirely different types.
Well, it's not like Fire-type is strong against normal, so I suppose that's something.
What's next? A decent hit! What's this? What's the weak?
Oh dear, seems Kiryu is gonna hit just as hard as Mothra. And I don't think anyone on Red Team is what I would call a heavy hitter, especially against this lineup.
What'll it do? There, it's a hit! Ember shot!
Yeah, sorry about that, Nim, but you're just half a point away from being the first ace in Red Team.
Pokemon is coming out! They go into battle poses. Oh, submitter and nail!
Here's hoping that Horn Attack makes up for the fact that we don't have anything as outright brutal as Ember.
What now? Boom!
Okay, why didn't he use Ember?
That's a good hit!
I certainly would have, since it's not like Kohaku can resist it.
Fireworks are flying in this battle. Horn attack!
And that brings Kohaku's score to 3, tying with Mig.
Is it down and out? What will the next Pokemon be? Oh, it's Pidgey!
I named that Pidgey after a smug ace from the Wing Commander series, yet another series that one of these days I've got to get around to LPing.
Now. What's this? What's the weak? What'll it do? A decent hit!
Well, that was certainly a decent showing, but yeah, looks like Kohaku's going down after just one win.
Face each other.
Exactly like Nim just did. I don't think this exchange rate is doing Red Team any favors, which is especially funny since it's Blue Team that I feel made more mistakes. Apparently, Kiryu and Mothra
There, it's a hit.
are just that much stronger that they can afford to make that kind of mistake.
Over this hot battle. A quick gust. Boom!
Take a bow, Kohaku. You've done enough for the day.
Down. Which Pokemon is coming out?
Okay, we're going with Sango, since I'd rather say Phyllis for something his Vine Whip isn't resisted by.
They go into battle poses.
What? Okay, I'm pretty sure I just made a misclick here. Sure, Maniac doesn't have anything that would be super effective against grass, and Leech Seed should do something, but still.
What's this? Yeah, it's a hit.
What?
What'll it do?
Yeah, okay, 2 tackles and it's done, but
Fireworks are
Ugh.
in this battle.
after calling out the AI's mistakes, seeing me make some, even if they're smaller, it's still just a little embarrassing here.
Decent hit. What's that? Good hit. Oh!
And now Phyllis is tied with Mig and Kohaku for second place on the scorecard.
Pokemon B.
Well, she's not going to have any especially hard-hitting strikes, so Leech Seed is probably the way to go. And good God, the dirty jokes I could make with seeding the only confirmed lady in this battle. Probably why she did a good job of avoiding that. Not that we actually got an animation for her dodging the attack. And sure, there might be some other members of the two teams that are female that just haven't been confirmed since genders weren't actually that much of a thing until second generation, but still.
What now? Oops, that's a miss.
Well, I suppose that's fair. Phyllis missed one and Gretel missed one. Wonder if this is going to be another situation where Phyllis takes someone down via Leech Seed and gets another 0.5 on the scoreboard.
What's this? Boom!
For some reason, I remembered grass types doing more damage to poison types. At the very least, I don't remember it being resisted like that. Probably because so many grass types are also poison, which kinda throws me off.
What now?
Oh wow, not gonna lie here, Gretel's tackle there looked a lot cuter than any of the other attacks we've seen so far in Stadium. Kinda surprised we haven't seen more adorable looking attacks considering how low level everyone is at this stage. Though I suppose, Kiryu standing on his tail as he did a scratch might count.
There, it's a hit.
Yeah, Phyllis may not be getting up to 4, but he's certainly helped whoever's gonna take down Gretel, that's for sure.
What'll it do? Yeah, it's a hit. It's a scratch. What's the weak spot? It's finally taken down.
Well, Phyllis, I'm not especially great at stalling things out, so maybe I should think about how to set up some moves for you later on. Still, you do damn good with what you've got. Okay, is it just me, or does its stinger just look wrong the way it's animated here? Or am I just suffering from a smutty mind to go in that direction? Hell, it's not like the animators are actually having him thrust that bottom stinger for Poison Sting, even though that would biologically make sense. Is that because they knew it looks pretty phallic for a kid's game?
What's that? Yeah, it's a hit. What's this? That's a good hit.
Right, another 0.5 for Phyllis, and Giban is on the board now with just 0.5.
The next Pokemon is being prepped.
Well, Asher might actually be able to do something since I think Giban doubles as a flying type. The two teams are just trading eliminations at this point.
What'll it do? Severe hit. What now?
Ah, my mistake. Beedrill is poisonous and bug, not flying. Easy mistake to make when that bug has wings and is airborne right now.
What's that? Major damage! What's this? There, it's a hit!
Not enough of a hit for Blue Team to keep trading eliminations with Red, and with this, Red Team takes the lead.
Poison Sting! Boom! Oh, it's down!
Well, Asher certainly isn't feeling all that blessed today. Sorry, little guy, but I didn't see much point in training you for Pewter's gym. Not since he removed the sprinkler system. And good God, Rizzo is even less prepared. Part of me wants to be happier for Giban since he's getting 2.5 wins in this battle that was actually pretty close, all things considered. His only battle, and he's the one who gets most of the glory in it. Still, 2 of his 3 opponents were essentially jobbers, and the third was already pretty worn down. He may have been gifted with luck and a distracting crotch, but unfortunately this isn't the way to win if you want to put yourself higher in the card. That's it. Let's give Giban a great big hand. He did everything he could to represent for the underappreciated bug type. If you're gonna be stuck in the box, you may as well get stuck there after kicking some ass.